Cryostasis interrupted. Unknown life form detected. Retrieval event pending.
Yeah, copy that, Mother. I'm on it. Looks like we are in the pipe. 5 by 5. Transmitting now.
Transmission received. Special orders confirmed.
Copy. Let's rock. Switching to broadcast in 3, 2...
Howdy folks, this is Nate from Old Stone Designs, and I'm here to brief you on how to play Fate and Isolation. If you haven't heard of FAI, it's my free, unofficial variant/expansion that's compatible with the Alien Fate of the Nostromo board game, and it's heavily inspired by the Alien Isolation video game. So we're going to kick this off with a quick shout out to Scott Rogers and the Ravensburger crew, as well as Creative Assembly and Sega, for providing us with many hours of quality face-hugging entertainment. If you are an Alien fan and you have not yet played these games, then I say you take off and nuke some of that cash from your wallet. It's the only way to be sure. Alright, now listen up. I want this components overview to go smooth and by the numbers. If you haven't already, go download the latest Fate and Isolation PDF from Board Game Geek. The link to its file page is in the description below. This PDF provides the complete FAI rule set, and these how to play videos will explain everything in the same order. Part 1 will cover components and setup, play and turn structure, core concepts, and starting objectives. Part 2 will cover all the crew and room actions, scrap items and concealed tokens, and encounter cards. And Part 3 will cover alien actions, the final mission, scoring, sample turns, and some additional rules. At the end of the PDF, you'll find a printer-friendly version of the FAI playmat along with a double-sided reference sheet. You also need a copy of Alien Fate of the Nostromo, 1 6-sided die, and 8 generic markers. There's a morale marker, a behavior marker, a threat marker, and 5 activation markers. The D6 is your fate die, and the base game's alien standee is your target marker. As for the playmat, you can print out and assemble the included basic playmat, or you can support me by picking up the deluxe full-color version. Again, links in the description. Regardless of which version you use, the playmat has a behavior track, a threat track, places for the concealed token draw stack and discard stack, a scrap pile, an activation pool, places for the crafted item tokens and their scrap costs, a place for the coolant canister tokens, a trophy track with commendation and in memoriam spaces, spots for the fate die and target marker, a place for keeping track of whether or not you've caught Jonesy, a place for the encounter deck, and places for the 3 encounter deck discard piles, Alien, Order 937, and Quiet. Almost all of the base game's components are used when playing FAI. This includes everything shown here, and I'll identify each of these later during setup. As for the components that will not be used, return 1 electric prod, 1 grapple gun, 1 incinerator, and 1 coolant canister to the box. Also return the 5 reference cards to the box. To set up Fate and Isolation, first choose whether to start playing on easy, normal, or hard difficulty. The difficulty level determines how much morale the crew can lose when the threat track is maxed out. We'll come back to this later. Next, unfold the board on the right side of the play area and position the FAI playmat along the left side of the board. Arrange all 5 crew placards in a horizontal row below the playmat and board. Place the alien figure in the nest, the ash standee in medbay, and all 5 crew figures in the galley. Place the morale marker on the start space of the morale track. Place the behavior marker on the start space of the behavior tracks on the prowl section. Place the threat marker on the min space of the threat track. Place the fate die and the target marker on the playmat. Shuffle and stack all the concealed tokens face down on the playmat. Place all the scrap tokens on the scrap pile. Place all 5 activation markers on the activation pool. Place the item tokens on the playmat. 2 cat carriers, 2 flashlights, 2 motion trackers, 1 electric prod, 1 grapple gun, 1 incinerator, and 5 coolant canisters. Shuffle all the encounter cards to form the encounter deck, and then place it face down on the playmat. Place the self-destruct track above the playmat, and then place all 4 countdown tokens face down on the self-destruct track. Then place all the final mission cards unshuffled in a face-down stack above the playmat. Finally, you must randomly determine your starting objectives and the initial placement of scrap tokens, coolant canisters, and concealed tokens. First, find the crew meeting and what's the damage objective cards and shuffle them together with 4 other randomly chosen objective cards. Second, reveal and place each one of these 6 cards in a vertical column to the left of the playmat. These are the crew's starting objectives. Third, place 1 scrap token in each starting objective location that's not the galley. Depending on the set of revealed starting objectives, you will place either 4 or 5 scrap tokens on the board. Fourth, look at the 4 unused objective cards and place 1 coolant canister token and 1 face-down concealed token in each unused objective card location that's not the galley. Depending on the revealed set of unused objectives, you will place either 3 or 4 coolant canisters and concealed tokens on the board. And fifth, shuffle together the 4 unused objective cards and place them in a face-down stack above the playmat. You are now set up and ready to play. Fate in Isolation transforms the Fate of the Nostromo board game into a fearsome space survival simulator that will test your mettle. It adds a slew of new gameplay mechanics, tactical options, and enemy behaviors. Although primarily designed to be played solo, it can also be played collaboratively, where all players win or lose together. Unlike the base game, players are not assigned a single, specific crew member to control. Instead, players take turns activating and controlling whichever available crew member they believe to be the least, or perhaps most, expendable at that time. Complete all your starting objectives, and you'll be assigned a final mission. Successfully meet all the final mission's requirements, and you immediately win the game. At least technically. The degree to which you truly win is gauged by the number of crew members you manage to get out alive. There are 3 different ways to lose the game. First, if the morale marker reaches the crew loss space of the morale track, the crew immediately suffers a complete morale failure and gives up. Second, if you must remove a countdown token, but the self-destruct track is already empty, the ship immediately explodes. And third, if there are no remaining crew members at the end of an alien attack action, the crew has been eliminated. Gameplay consists of a series of player turns, one right after the other. In a solo game, you perform every turn. When playing collaboratively, players take turns in clockwise order. The most enthusiastic alien fan goes first. Each turn has 3 phases. First, the crew phase. Activate any ready crew member, then perform crew actions with that crew member. Second, the encounter phase. Resolve an alien ambush and/or search, then draw and resolve an encounter card. And third, the cleanup phase. Exhaust the active crew member, then perform any required end-of-turn tasks. Gameplay is also broken up into crew rounds. Each round begins with all remaining crew members in their ready state, and each round ends during the cleanup phase when all remaining crew members are exhausted. The current player then progresses the self-destruct countdown sequence, if initiated, and kicks off the next crew round by readying all remaining crew members for the next player turn. During the game, situations will often present themselves in which there are multiple ways to fulfill a rule. In these cases, the current player may choose any option so long as it meets the rule's criteria. For example, if the rules tell you to move Ash toward the nearest crew member, and 2 or more crew members are tied for nearest, the current player decides which crew member Ash moves towards. Fate in Isolation leverages and builds upon many core concepts from the base game. It even adds several new ones. Understanding all of these concepts is crucial to your success. There are 2 types of ship locations on the board: Rooms are named spaces with corresponding icons and unique crew actions. And corridors are unnamed spaces that connect two or more other ship locations. The ship is divided into a main deck and a subdeck. Every location on each deck is directly connected to one or more other locations. The suit storage and equipment storage rooms are directly connected by the green ladder. Also, the docking bay and maintenance rooms are directly connected by the red ladder. Directly connected locations are considered adjacent, and any figures, standees, or tokens placed in a location are considered present in that location. Things that are either present in or adjacent to a location are considered nearby. The nearest location is the one that can be reached by moving through the fewest number of directly connected spaces. Note that multiple locations can be tied for nearest, and multiple movement routes may be tied for the fewest number of spaces. The current player gets to break any such ties. The morale track represents the crew's overall will to survive. If the crew loses morale or takes morale damage, move the morale marker that many spaces toward the crew lost position of the track. If the morale marker reaches the crew lost position, the players immediately lose the game. If the crew gains morale, move the morale marker that many spaces back towards the start position. The morale marker may not move beyond this start position. Any additional gained morale is lost. Each crew member has their own individual crew state. There are 6 crew states. A ready crew member has not yet been activated this round. An active crew member is activated for use during the current player's turn. An exhausted crew member was already activated this round. A missing crew member has been attacked and taken by the alien. A deceased crew member was found but appears to be dead, or is asking to be dead. And a purged crew member has been ejected into space. Some crew state changes occur during every player turn as part of the crew activation process. Others occur when a crew member performs certain room actions or gets attacked by the alien. A crew member's most relevant information, including their crew state, is conveyed by their crew placard. The front of each crew placard contains the crew member's full name, action count, special ability, if any, rank area, and inventory slots. The action count shows the maximum number of crew actions this crew member may perform during the crew phase. The rank area is where you will put the activation marker to activate this crew member, and the inventory slots are where you will put this crew member's acquired scrap and item tokens. The backside of the crew placard is where you'll place a missing or deceased crew member's figure. Remaining crew members are still in play. They are either ready, active, or exhausted. Their crew placards are face up, their crew figures move between ship locations on the board, and their crew states are indicated by activation marker placement. Eliminated crew members are no longer in play. They are either missing, deceased, or purged. Their crew placards are face down. Their activation markers are relocated to the trophy track, each covering a commendation space, and their crew states are indicated by crew figure placement. All crew members begin the game in the ready state, and all 5 activation markers are in the activation pool. To activate a ready crew member, move any activation marker from the activation pool to the rank area of that crew member's placard. That crew member is now active. To exhaust an active crew member, slide the activation marker up to cover the action count. That crew member is now exhausted. To ready an exhausted crew member, return the activation marker to the activation pool. The crew member is now ready. To change any remaining crew member to missing, first, move the crew member's activation marker to the topmost available commendation space on the trophy track. If the crew member is ready, move any activation marker from the activation pool. Second, move all item and scrap tokens from the crew placard to the crew figure's ship location. Third, flip the crew placard face down. And fourth, stand the crew figure on the back of the crew placard. To change a missing crew member to deceased, lie the crew figure down on the back of the crew placard. To purge a deceased crew member, stand up the crew figure and move it to the topmost available in memoriam space on the trophy track. That crew member is now purged. And lastly, if you are told to ready a missing or deceased crew member, first, place the crew figure in the specified ship location. Second, flip the crew member's placard face up. And third, return the bottommost activation marker on the trophy track to the activation pool. The crew member is now ready. Every crew member has 4 inventory slots on their crew placard. Each of the first 3 slots may contain either a single crafted item token or any number of scrap tokens. The 4th slot can only contain a single coolant canister token. Scrap, crafted items, and coolant canisters are added to and/or removed from crew member inventories by performing crew actions and during certain encounters. To spend scrap, a crew member must discard scrap tokens directly from their own inventory. Discarded scrap tokens are returned to the Playmat scrap pile. Every remaining crew member, be they ready, active, or exhausted, is also either exposed or hidden. Exposed crew members are boldly moving around out in the open, whereas hidden crew members are doing their best to sneak around unnoticed. All crew members begin the game in the galley, both ready and exposed. Exposed crew members become hidden by performing the hide crew action, and hidden crew members become exposed by performing the expose crew action. Ash also has a nasty habit of exposing any hidden crew members he encounters. Hidden crew members are less likely to be found and attacked by the alien. They can even sneak past the alien and avoid unpleasant encounters with concealed tokens. However, several necessary crew actions can only be performed by exposed crew members. For example, only an exposed crew member can run, perform room actions, complete starting objectives via the secure action, and initiate the picking up, dropping, and trading of items via the equip action. To indicate a crew member is exposed, simply position the base of the crew figure fully inside its current ship location. If the crew member is hidden, position the figure's base on the outer perimeter line of the location. To prevent confusion, make sure the majority of the figure's base is outside the location. As the threat marker advances toward the end of the threat track, the threat level gradually increases. This causes both Ash and the alien to become more alert, dangerous, and unpredictable. Various game situations reference the threat level, usually in combination with rolling the fate die. The current threat level is determined by the threat marker's position on the threat track. When the threat marker is on the first, second, or third space, the threat level is 1. When the threat marker is on the 4th or 5th space, the threat level is 2. And when the threat marker is on the 6th space, the threat level is 3. When you're told to advance the threat track, move the threat marker forward 1 space in the direction of the arrows toward the max space. If the threat marker is already on the max space, the crew instead loses morale. If you're playing on easy difficulty, the crew loses 1 morale. On normal difficulty, they lose 2 morale. And on hard difficulty, they lose 3 morale. Immediately afterward, you may choose to switch to any lower difficulty level, but never to a higher one, not even to your original difficulty level. When you are told to retreat the threat track, move the threat marker backward 1 space, i.e. toward the min space. If the threat marker is already on the min space, do nothing. The behavior track determines how long the alien prowls the corridors and rooms of the Nostromo before entering the vents, and how long the alien remains in the vents before exiting and going back on the prowl. The track also indicates when the alien is resting. The behavior track is divided into 3 sections: on the prowl, in the vents, and resting. While the behavior marker is in the on the prowl section, the alien figure moves to adjacent rooms and corridors in search of both exposed and hidden crew members. While the behavior marker is in the vents section, the alien figure moves from 1 face-up objective card to the next in search of nearby exposed crew members. When the alien figure is on an objective card, the location associated with that objective card is called the alien's vent room. The vent room and all locations adjacent to it are called the alien's vent area. Exposed crew members in the alien's vent area are at risk of being attacked by the alien. And while the behavior marker is in the isolated resting section, the alien figure is placed lying down in its lair, the empty area of the board just above the nest. While resting, the alien does not perform any alien actions. The alien begins the game on the prowl in the nest. In general, whenever the morale damage value specified on a revealed encounter card or concealed token does not get applied to the crew, it instead advances the behavior track. When you are told to advance the behavior track, move the behavior marker forward the specified number of spaces along the track in the direction of the arrows. If the marker just moved from the on the prowl section to the in the vents section, advance the threat track. The alien then immediately enters the vents. If the marker just moved from the in the vents section to the on the prowl section, the alien immediately exits the vents. The behavior track does not advance while the alien is resting. When the alien enters the vents, place the alien figure on the face-up objective card whose objective location is nearest to the alien's current on the prowl location. If the behavior marker is not already on the in the vents section of the behavior track, place the marker on the first space of the in the vents section. If the target marker is on the board, return it to the playmat. Leave the fate die as is. When the alien exits the vents, place the alien figure in the alien's current vent room. If the behavior marker is not already in the on the prowl section of the behavior track, place the marker on the first space of the on the prowl section. Also, if you are told to place the alien on the prowl in a specific location, take the alien figure from wherever it happens to be and place it standing up in the specified location. If the behavior marker is not already in the on the prowl section of the behavior track, place the marker on the first space of the on the prowl section. It is important to note that certain crew actions and game situations may also cause the alien to immediately enter or exit the vents. Regardless of the cause, the alien does not perform search or attack actions as part of entering or exiting the vents. Alien actions are always called out separately. In addition, if an alien happens to exit the vents into an exposed crew member's location during the crew phase does not end. In this example, the alien is on the prowl in med bay. During the encounter phase, an alien hunt encounter card is drawn, and the alien performs an alien move action. The alien moves 2 spaces toward the target marker, stopping in the corridor to the right of suit storage. The alien did not attack any crew members during its move, so the encounter card's morale damage value will instead advance the behavior track. The behavior marker advances 4 spaces, causing it to move from the on the prowl section of the behavior track to the in the vents section. As a result, the threat track advances. However, because the threat marker is already on the max space, the marker stays put, and the crew instead loses morale according to the player's current difficulty level. The alien enters the vents. Its figure is placed on the prep suit's objective card, as suit storage is the nearest face-up objective card location. Suit storage is now the alien's vent room. Suit storage and all adjacent locations are the alien's vent area. The target marker is returned to the playmat. An alien search action is not resolved at this time. However, note that Ripley and Parker are both exposed inside the alien's vent area. Unless they move away or hide, there is a chance the alien will find and attack one of them during the search for prey step of the next encounter phase. In this example, the alien is in the vents. The alien figure is on the What's the Damage objective card, so the alien's current vent room is the workshop. During the crew phase, Ripley performs a walk action and moves via the ladder from the docking bay to maintenance. A concealed token is present, but Ripley is holding a motion tracker. She chooses to scan the token instead of encountering it. The concealed token is revealed. It is an alien token. Because Ripley scanned the token's morale damage value instead advances the behavior track. The behavior marker advances 2 spaces, causing it to move from the in the vents section of the behavior track to the on the prowl section. As a result, the alien exits the vents. Its figure is placed in the workshop. An alien search action is not resolved at this time. However, Parker is exposed. Unless Ripley does something with her remaining actions, such as use her special ability, the alien will attack Parker during the search for prey step of the upcoming encounter phase.
In space, no one can hear you scream.
But that doesn't mean your crew members won't try, and how often they scream may be determined by the fate die. The fate die begins the game on the playmat. When the fate die is on the playmat, the fate die is available. Some crew actions only let you roll the fate die if it is available. If you are told to roll the fate die, take the die from wherever it happens to be and roll it. After rolling, you may be told to place the fate die in a ship location without changing the rolled result. If the fate die is in a ship location at the start of the encounter phase, an alien ambush is triggered. The number of pips determines how many spaces the ambushing alien may rush toward the fate die.
If you are not explicitly told to place the fate die on the board in a ship location, always return the fate die to the playmat after you finish rolling.
If you don't like the idea of a 6-sided die sealing your fate, do something about it. Influence who the alien targets and when. The alien's current on-the-prowl target location is represented by the target marker. The target marker begins the game on the playmat. When the target marker is on the playmat, the alien has no specific target location. The target marker can only be placed on the board when the alien is on the prowl. When the target marker is on the board, it represents the location the alien is currently trying to reach. If the alien reaches the target marker's location, the threat track advances as part of the alien search action. Crew actions like run and distract can be used to intentionally place the target marker in or near the active crew member's location. If the target marker is on the playmat when an on-the-prowl alien performs an alien move action, the alien will first place the target marker in the location of the nearest crew member. The target marker is returned to the playmat if the alien enters the vents or retreats.
In addition, certain crew actions and game situations can return the target marker to the playmat and/or prevent target marker placement even when the alien is still on the prowl.
The first thing the crew needs to do is complete all 6 starting objectives. Every objective card has a task, a condition that must be met to complete that objective. The room icon on the objective card matches the ship location where that objective must be completed. Here, the objective's task is to drop 2 coolant canisters in suit storage. Hence, the objective's location is suit storage. To complete a starting objective, an exposed crew member must successfully perform a secure action in the objective location while that objective's task condition is satisfied. The crew member performing this action does not need to be the same crew member that satisfied or is currently satisfying the task condition. When a starting objective is completed, immediately flip the completed objective card face down. Then, if any cards remain in the unused objectives deck, reveal one and slide it face up under the newly completed starting objective card, such that only the left side with the objective location is showing. It does not become a new starting objective, and it cannot be completed. However, it does serve as a new vent room that an in the vents alien will visit. If there are any exhausted crew members, ready them by returning their activation markers to the activation pool. And if all starting objectives have now been completed, assign the crew's final mission card. Here we have several starting objectives. This is an incomplete starting objective. The starting objective card is face up, so it will be traversed by an in the vents alien. This is a completed starting objective with a vent room. The starting objective card is face down, but the location of the face up unused objective card placed beside it will be traversed by an in the vents alien. And this is simply a completed starting objective. The starting objective card is face down and alone, so an in the vents alien will ignore and skip over it when moving. Finally, you will encounter up to 4 different types of objective tasks that need to be performed or conditions that need to be met. First, what's the damage? All crew members in workshop. This task condition is satisfied if all remaining crew members are in the workshop. Only the crew member performing the secure action must be exposed. The rest can be exposed or hidden. Second, crew meeting. All crew members in galley with at least 1 scrap token in each member's inventory. This task condition is satisfied if all remaining crew members are in the galley and each of them has at least one scrap token in their personal inventory. Only the crew member performing the secure action must be exposed. The rest can be exposed or hidden. Third, prep suits. Drop 2 coolant canisters in suit storage. This type of objective condition is satisfied if 2 or more coolant canister tokens are on the board in the objective location. Coolant canisters in crew member inventories do not count. Also, it doesn't matter who dropped the coolant canisters, how they dropped them, or when they dropped them. After the objective is completed, the coolant canisters can be picked back up. And the fourth and most common, encounter the nest. Bring an incinerator to the nest. This type of objective condition is completed if the specified item token is on the board in the objective location or in the inventory of any crew member present in the objective location. In the latter case, the crew member holding the item can be hidden or exposed. On your turn, you will execute each phase as follows. For the crew phase, first, take an activation marker from the activation pool and place it on the crew placard of any ready crew member. This is now the active crew member. Then perform crew actions for the active crew member up to the count specified on that crew member's placard. For the encounter phase, first, if the fate die is on the board, resolve an alien ambush action. Second, resolve an alien search action at the alien's current location. And third, draw, reveal, and resolve the top card of the encounter deck. Then place the resolve card face up on its corresponding discard pile or face down on the bottom of the encounter deck as appropriate for its card type.
And remember, when the alien is resting, you get to skip all alien actions.
For the cleanup phase, first, slide the active crew member's activation marker from the rank area of the crew placard to the action count area. This crew member is now exhausted. Skip this step if there is no active crew member. Second, if the activation pool is empty, the current crew round is over. If the self-destruct sequence has been initiated, remove the next countdown token from the self-destruct track. If you can't remove a countdown token because all the tokens have already been removed, the players immediately lose the game. Otherwise, return the activation markers on all exhausted crew members to the activation pool. These crew members are now ready for the next round. Third, if the alien is resting, stand up the alien figure and place it in the nest. Then place the behavior marker on the start space of the on the prowl section of the behavior track. The alien is now once again on the prowl, and it is not happy. So, you also have to advance the threat track.
Note that although the alien does not perform an alien search at this time, it most likely will during the next encounter phase.
Those are all the steps that may get executed on a player's turn. Although most of these steps will be executed at some point during the game, the typical player turn is relatively streamlined. You'll simply choose and activate a ready crew member, perform crew actions with that crew member, perform an alien search action, draw and resolve an encounter card, and then exhaust your chosen crew member. Here, we have just set up a new game of Fate in Isolation. We decide to kick off the first player turn of the first round by activating Parker, who has 4 crew actions. Parker performs 2 walk actions and enters the docking bay, where he encounters a concealed token. Fortunately, it is a quiet token, so nothing happens. We place it face down on the discard stack. Next, Parker performs an equip action and picks up the coolant canister. He then concludes his crew phase by performing a hide action. For Parker's encounter phase, we skip the alien ambush step because the fate die is not on the board. Likewise, the subsequent alien search step is uneventful, as the target marker is not in the alien's on the prowl location, nor are any crew members present in that location. Finally, we draw an encounter card. It's an alien stalk card, which causes us to perform an alien move action. The target marker is not currently on the board, so we must place it in the galley, as that is the ship location containing the nearest exposed crew member. The alien moves 3 spaces along the shortest path toward the target marker, stopping in maintenance. The alien completed its move without attacking anyone, so the behavior marker advances 3 spaces. We then place our drawn encounter card face up on the alien discard pile. For the cleanup phase, we simply exhaust Parker. The activation pool is not empty, and the alien is not resting. The first player turn of the first crew round is officially over. For the second turn, we activate Lambert, who also has 4 crew actions. She performs her special action and reveals the top card of the encounter deck. It is another alien stalk card, so we choose to move it to the bottom of the deck. Next, Lambert performs 2 run actions and enters the airlock. Doing so moves the target marker to her location. Finally, she performs an equip action to pick up the scrap token. For Lambert's encounter phase, we again skip the alien ambush step, and the alien search is uneventful. We draw an alien hunt encounter card, so the alien moves 2 spaces toward the target marker. It enters the docking bay where Parker is hidden and performs an alien search. We roll the fate die. Fortunately, the result is higher than our current threat level, so Parker is safe. The alien again completes its move without attacking anyone, so we advance the behavior track 4 spaces. We also place our drawn encounter card face up on the alien discard pile. We then exhaust Lambert, ending both the cleanup phase and the second turn. For the third turn, we choose to activate Ripley. Ripley spends the first of her 4 actions running to suit storage. Here she performs a distract action to move the target marker to equipment storage. Doing so redirects the alien away from Lambert, as Lambert is exposed and in immediate danger of being attacked by the adjacent on-the-prowl alien. Ripley then ends the crew phase by performing her special action twice, directing Brett to join her in suit storage. For Ripley's encounter phase, the alien ambush gets skipped and the search for prey step is uneventful. We draw a quiet encounter card. The alien moves 1 space toward the target marker, re-entering docking bay. This time, we decide to have Parker hold his breath during the alien search. Doing so keeps Parker safe, but at the cost of advancing the threat track. We then advance the behavior track by 2, and, as directed by the card, we add 3 scrap tokens and 1 face-down concealed token to the garage. We then place our drawn encounter card face up on the quiet discard pile. Finally, we end the third turn by exhausting Ripley. For the fourth turn, we activate Brett. Note that Brett only has 3 crew actions, but his special action can make him a crafting machine. Brett first performs a walk action, taking the ladder from suit storage down to equipment storage. He then performs 2 run actions and enters the garage, where he encounters a concealed token. It's a Jonesy jump scare, so the crew loses 1 morale. On the positive side, Brett is now positioned perfectly for his next activation. He could perform an equip action to pick up the 4 scrap tokens, and then spend these scrap tokens to perform a pair of special action/room action crafting combos. More specifically, he could craft a discounted grapple gun and a discounted electric prod, gain back 2 morale in the process, and then follow up with a secure action to complete the shouldn't have landed on this ball starting objective. For Brett's encounter phase, the alien ambush step again gets skipped, and we again have Parker hold his breath during the alien search action. The threat track advances to the 3rd space. Next, we draw our encounter card. It's another alien hunt, so we resolve another alien move action. The alien moves 2 spaces toward the target marker, and we have to advance the behavior track 4 spaces, causing it to move from the on the prowl section to the in the vents section. As a result, the threat track advances to the 4th space, meaning our threat level is now 2, and the alien immediately enters the vents. Unfortunately, the alien's nearest face-up objective card location is the garage, so we place the alien on the shouldn't have landed on this ball objective card, and we yet again place our drawn alien hunt encounter card face up on the alien discard pile. We nervously end the 4th turn by exhausting Brett, who who is now exposed in the alien's vent room. For the 5th turn, we activate Dallas, our only remaining ready crew member. Dallas has 5 crew actions, but no special action. Dallas spends his first 2 actions running to hypersleep, where he encounters an alien concealed token. We roll and place the fate die in hypersleep, and the crew takes the morale damage stated on the token. Dallas soldiers on, grabbing the coolant canister by performing an equip action, and by then performing 2 more run actions, stopping just outside medbay. Now, for the encounter phase. The fate die is on the board, so an alien ambush is triggered. The alien exits the vents, but stops in the garage because Brett is present and exposed. Had Brett been hidden, the alien would have ignored him, rushed 6 spaces to hypersleep, reached the fate die, and advanced the threat track. But sadly, Brett is not hidden, so the subsequent alien search results in an alien attack action. Brett is defenseless, so he is taken by the alien. We change Brett's status to missing. The crew takes the default 2 morale damage. The alien retreats to its lair, and we change the alien's behavior status to resting. Plus, we still have to draw an encounter card. It's an Order 937 card, so first, we take the top card of the alien discard pile and place it face down on the bottom of the encounter deck. Next, our threat level is 2, so Ash may move up to 2 spaces toward the nearest crew member, which, in this case, is clearly Dallas. Ash creeps up on Dallas just outside medbay, dealing another 2 morale damage to the crew. Finally, we place our drawn encounter card face up on the Order 937 discard pile. Now for the cleanup phase. As usual, we start by exhausting our active crew member. Next, we see that the activation pool is empty. The self-destruct sequence has not been initiated, so we simply ready the 4 remaining crew members, Ripley, Dallas, Parker, and Lambert, for the next crew round. Last but not least, we must also wake up the currently resting alien by placing it back on the prowl in the nest, and by yet again advancing the threat track. The first crew round is now over. And that's everything you need to understand before you start playing. Everything else is outlined on your reference sheet, including how to resolve the different types of crew actions, alien actions, and encounter cards. When you have questions, jump to the corresponding section of the PDF where everything is explained in full detail, often with an example or 2. So if you're feeling adventurous, go ahead and dive in. And if you appreciate this variant, please help spread the word. Post about it on Board Game Geek and Reddit, thumb the Fate and Isolation file page, like this YouTube video, and subscribe to this YouTube channel to get notified when the next video is released. Also, don't forget to check out my Old Stone Design shop on Etsy. I truly appreciate your support. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in part 2.